Nothing says elite education like a secret ledger that reads less like a school record and more like a Mafia expense sheet. I was 17 when I found the ledger. St. Lazarus Academy called itself a sanctuary for legacy and excellence. In practice, it was a Gothic cathedral to inherited power, a place where third-generation senators and Wall Street heirs received gentle preparation for Yale or Stanford, and the rest of us, those on scholarships, were curated for diversity brochures. They called me Cam, short for Cameron Delaney. First generation, full ride, East Brooklyn. I blended in, academically. I vanished socially. I didn't mind. While they learned polo, I learned to listen. And I listened hard. Because something didn't add up. The valedictorian, Everett Greaves III, once submitted an English essay that still had Google Docs comments from a ghostwriter named Heather. The student body president, Lara Denton, somehow passed AP Calculus despite consistently flunking quizzes and never showing up to group study. I didn't care, until they came for me. It started with an accusation. Unoriginal research methodology, they said. My senior thesis on economic proxy wars had supposedly mirrored existing work. No source cited. No evidence offered. Just a note from the dean. Due to concerns raised by an anonymous peer, your paper will be reviewed for potential suspension of honors status. I knew who reported me. Everett. Because my paper indirectly debunked his published essay from last year. An essay that won him a finalist spot in a national political science competition. And my advisor had praised mine as refreshingly rigorous. So I did what I always did. I documented. And I dug. And then I found it. In the basement library archives, past the microfiche readers and bound alumni magazines, I came across a misfiled leather ledger, stamped in gold. Scholarship Committee, internal. Inside, names, dozens, maybe hundreds, each with annotations. External editor approved. SAT substitution noted. Parent contribution above threshold. Flagged but waived. There was Everett Saturday, 12:40, recorded, 15:10. Adjusted via legacy preference override. There was Lara. Essay, purchased provider. Campus Compass. There was more. Names of tutors paid off. A Harvard alum listed as, quote, ghost evaluator. One note that read, reformat AP scores. Coordinate with College Board contact. This wasn't just academic fraud. It was generational laundering. I scanned every page, and I waited. The disciplinary hearing came fast. 3 administrators, 1 student rep, and Dean Halverson, who spoke like a disappointed father in an HBO courtroom drama. Cam, this is a serious matter, I nodded. It is. He laid out the accusation. Vague, citation concerns, academic integrity. Then asked, do you have a defense? I slid the USB across the table. Open folder 3. They did. My original paper drafts with timestamps. Screenshots of Turnitin results. 100% clean. A video recording of Everett saying, in a late-night dorm debate, I paid a kid in Jersey to write my whole paper, man. Teachers eat that stuff up. And finally, the scans. The legacy ledger. Halverson's face drained. The student representative blinked. Is this real? Check the watermark. I said, same as the official College Preparatory Foundation stamp. They adjourned. 3 days later, the investigation began. It leaked. First, internally. Then, to the Chronicle of Higher Ed. Then, ProPublica. Suddenly, St. Lazarus was trending. Not for its fencing team. Fallout came like rain. Everett was stripped of honors. His college rescinded his admission. Laura's student presidency dissolved. Her parents tried to sue for defamation and quietly withdrew the case. Dean Halverson? Forced resignation. The school cited leadership fatigue. But I wasn't done. I submitted the ledger to the Department of Education, along with a detailed brief. Not just about St. Lazarus, but the test prep shell companies, ghostwriting agencies, and falsified grant applications tied to other elite prep schools. It triggered a nationwide audit. 6 months later, the CEO of Campus Compass was indicted. The twist? The College Board contact turned state's witness. Turns out, someone had kept emails. And that someone? A former SAT proctor. My aunt. Who once told me, "Baby, the world's crooked. But if you listen long enough, you'll hear where the walls creak." I graduated with honors. Not that it mattered. I turned down 3 Ivy offers. Took a full ride at a public university known for investigative journalism. My freshman project? A podcast called The Ledger. Okay, the Legacy Ledger. That's not just a smoking gun, that's the entire armory. You walked into that hearing like a scholarship Batman, pulled out the USB, and basically said, "I am not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me." And Everett? SAT score. Adjusted via legacy preference override? Bro, you didn't get into Yale, you got into Yale Light, the family and friends edition. Dean Halverson's leadership fatigue is my new favorite corporate exit phrase. Translation: we got caught running an academic Ponzi scheme and need you to go retire somewhere without Wi-Fi. The best part? You didn't just burn down your school, you set the whole elite prep industry on fire. By the time the Campus Compass CEO got indicted, I guarantee every rich kid with suspicious AP scores was suddenly very into gap years. And the twist with your aunt? That's cinematic, like fade to black on her telling you, "The world's crooked," while jazz plays. Roll credits. OP just turned senior year into a federal investigation. That's how you walk the stage. Your aunt needs her own spin-off podcast. I had listened to Auntie Knows Where the Bodies Are every week. Everett went from Yale-bound to Yelp, reviewing his local subway. People always assume these schools are untouchable. This proves one well-documented whistleblower can change everything. Honestly, public universities deserve students like you way more than Ivy League PR machines do. And that, friends, is how you go from accused plagiarist to the kid who made the walls of American academia creak. Someone get Cam a Pulitzer starter kit and a good mic for that podcast.